Thundercats!
I am the great cornhole.
Ready?
Yeah, don't be nervous. It's
We're
relaxed,
just hanging out.
Camera, dude, so, yeah.
I always feel like the camera's like not looking at me.
Oh, it's
no.
Well, it's a wide angle, so it's picking me up even
All
talking.
right,
I
cool.
can't see my face right now. So.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are here at Two Plumbers Brewery and Arcade. We have the owner, one of the owners,
Head brewer.
What's your name?
I'm John.
John. We have John with us, one of the head brewers and one of the co-owners of the Two Plumbers Brewery and Arcade here in St. Charles, Missouri.
I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm from North Carolina. I'm up here on the visit.
I'm in a building somewhere.
I'm in
that
a
is
building with a whole bunch
Right.
of awesome arcades and beer.
Yeah,
Beer.
this place is awesome. It's got arcades galore. It's got pinball machines. Like we were playing Mario 3. They got Joust. They've got, and you guys switch it up every now and then too, right?
Yeah, when it comes to the arcades, this is our own collection.
Yeah.
My buddy, who's the primary owner, like I said, the LLC, all the loans are through him, so he's primary. Most of what you see out here is his. Just from he's been collecting for several years. I've got a cabinet and a couple boards out here. So I mean, these were all just our own collection.
Wow.
And this is just what. If you pan out or anything, if you see what we have currently, this is just what we have out currently.
Yeah.
Most of everything that we're running is, it's early, it's early '80s through through '90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
So most of it's running on the JAMA harnesses, so it's very easy to unplug a board, put a new one in, we build out the control panel to match.
Really?
And
So you can change out the game.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so because like I've noticed, like last time I was here about 2 months ago for the first time, and you had one of my favorite games, the X-Men arcade game, and I noticed it was
We
sitting
actually
right
just
there.
switched that out.
Yeah, and you guys, it's gone. So like how often do you guys change them out? Like every month or so, or what?
A lot of times, usually it's about once a month. We just kind of go through, see what titles have been. Some titles do exceptionally well. Turtles, for an example, that's been out on the floor since day one, since we opened.
Wow.
But other titles, especially just to kind of keep things fresh. So that way, you, as you just said, you came in about 2 months ago. You did, you come back in, you see the same exact titles.
Right.
If you came in another 2 months and you saw the same exact titles. We just to kind of keep things fresh, keep things interesting.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, we own all of them, so it's very easy to just pop one out, pop another one in. Well, maybe not completely easy enough. There might be some rewiring on the control panels, that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So when it came to the whole idea of starting this, what made you two decide to go this route, and like how did
Job
that work out
loss.
for you?
Job loss.
Right.
I got laid off from my. I used to be a microbiologist in pharmaceuticals, and I got laid off back in 2014.
That's a huge jump from that to brewer.
Yeah.
Not like
Well, it
not
is,
so
but it
much.
isn't. Yeah,
It's
still.
it's yeast cultivation, it's cleaning and sanitization, so it's keeping everybody happy. Everything happy that way, so that you're able to make a nice, good, clean, solid beer.
Right.
I didn't want to go back into my former life. This was much less stressful, and I started learning the commercial side of brewing. I took any unpaid job, intern, shadowing, you name it, to start learning, the larger scale brewing.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
Wow.
buddy Rob, he got laid off from his job. He was an animator, and he got
Really?
laid off about a year later. He'd always wanted to run an arcade. He had plenty of boards, he had plenty of games,
Yeah.
easy enough. They'll make enough to really pay for their electric and where they're at. The arcade bars start popping up on the coasts, so it's a way for an arcade to be in business and make money.
Because a lot of
That's-
people that are interested in the
Yeah.
arcades, they're adults now. They're
And it just
drink,
kind of
play
happens to
games.
hit into that group of the ones that still remember going to the arcades and playing. Now they're old, they're old, they're over 21.
Right. Yeah.
It's something, it's something else to add to it.
Yeah.
But we still wanted to be different, set ourselves apart. And I get a text one day, hey John, I'm about to get laid off. I have an idea for something. Don't say no. And
So you took everything you had in your piggy bank and
Wow.
here's the fruition of that.
well,
idea.
we got a loan, and like wherever we could build out ourselves, we built out ourselves. So the tables we're sitting at, we built. The bar up there, we built that out. The top of the bar is an old bowling alley from Baden Lanes that we
Really?
built out in St. Louis.
Yeah. 2x4s. I love it.
We built the arcade cabinets that are over there. If you go down to Gorilla Street Food down on Delmar, their new location, you'll find one of our custom built cabinets in their establishment. We just swapped the games out for them. They
Custom build. You guys custom
Okay,
build a cabinet?
custom built cabinets. I have to interject here. So why is there not a Starfighter freaking cabinet?
Last Starfighter.
Yeah. Come on, man. Why is there not a Last Starfighter in here, dude?
I think what is it? Finding the board. There's something to that. I know that's one of the project. The eventual projects. Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
to get that in here.
I'll say,
That'd
just
be awesome.
find a ROM and slap it
Right?
in. And go. Good to
Well,
go.
that's good. Again, like
You guys
we
try
run-
to keep everything.
We run
legit.
the original hardware.
Yeah.
We don't run MAMEs. We don't run
Yeah.
emulators.
So Billy Mitchell could come here and play that Donkey Kong
and not rack up the high score that he had. Absolutely, he can't program it or squat.
no names.
So yeah, I like that stuff that you have up on top of your arcades. You have the pinned in. You go through a certification or like, how do they tell you that we're about to get the high score? And now I want you to, write my name up in the little paper that you have above there.
They'll get their score. They'll come up. They'll tell one of us. They'll tell one of the bartenders. We'll walk over. We'll verify like an index card sticker with the date, someone's initials, and the high score that they got. A lot of the games, unless like the memory has its own power supply, we close at midnight a lot through the week, so everything powers down. The scores get wiped. So we wanted to have something for those cases. So like Joust has its own memory power supply, so it'll keep everything to it. But like, let's say Captain America and the Avengers,
Yeah.
that shuts off at the end of the night. All the scores get wiped. Something to be able to preserve those scores, and somebody could walk in and like, I hadn't played Avengers in forever. I used to be really good at this. Oh, that's the high score. I can beat that.
That's
There are other
That's so
there are other
awesome.
things that are going to eventually go along with those high scores that we're working on.
That's great. That's cool. Very cool. And you guys have board games too. I mean, you guys have all these tables set
Arcade
up.
games, board games. So a lot of the board games we've got, again, our own collection.
Yes.
You'll find some very familiar titles, and then you'll also find some that maybe haven't been around in years, or maybe more custom, limited varieties. So it just gives us.
Yeah.
We wanted to create something that just had a nice, relaxed atmosphere. You could come in, you could have a beer or two. Cider.
Bringing your own food.
Bringing your own food. Oh yeah.
'Cause you guys don't really serve food.
Well, we have enough space to have a brew house and the tap room and arcade.
Yeah.
Not enough for restaurant space.
Yeah.
Plus, being that neither one of us have run a business before, the last thing we wanted to do was throw a restaurant on top of that.
Yeah.
Pizza.
We do offer. We do have frozen pizzas from Dano's Frozen Pizzas. They're local to St. Charles. They're fantastic. But outside of that, there are plenty of restaurants and such in the area that get
Yeah.
something to go, bring it in.
I thought it was awesome.
That's
When we
awesome.
came in the last time, it was Saturday night, and this place was packed. I mean, this place gets busy on a Saturday
Yes.
night. And it was really cool because you walk in and you see people. I mean, these tables were full, and there wasn't people had their bags of food sitting there, and they had board games, and they were sitting there playing board
they'll have
games,
their-
and all the arcades were
They'll have
were
the pizzas.
full.
They'll have whatever.
It was really cool. People just come in and sit down and hang out.
people will talk. One thing you don't see a whole lot of are people just
Sitting
the
there
table's full.
sitting there doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a whole group that sits down at a table, or it's two groups that are sharing the same table, and next thing you know, everybody's playing a game together, or they're taking turns at one of the arcades, they're getting the beers, they're playing pinball, and they're not just sitting on their phone and there's their focus and missing everything
Ignoring the
else
world,
out that's around them.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
So has it gotten crazy since Ready Player One came out?
not so much.
Not so
Well,
much. Well, they didn't
Ready
read the
Player
book,
One,
so, yeah.
movie versus the book.
Yeah,
I was
totally.
gonna say,
Yeah.
The Joust game
The
wasn't
Joust,
even in the movie,
yeah,
but
right.
you know, it was in the book.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, are we dealing with spoilers here? Who's seen everything? I don't know.
Well, we did a whole.
Yeah, we did a whole
did
show
both.
on it,
Okay.
so it's no big deal.
The book and the movie.
So walking around, if we go back with the books, we do have Joust. I think we're getting ready to switch it out, but we do have Black Tiger as well.
Yeah.
As you saw over there.
Yeah.
We do have.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was the one where
We had some issues with our Tempest cabinet.
We gotta play that one. Tempest,
We had some issues with the vector monitor. Got that fixed. So we do have Tempest as well. Just by the time everything came out, like we couldn't find a dry day to throw that cabinet
And had like a
and bring it
Ready
up
Player
here.
One area, like cut that corner, like Ready Player One.
Oh,
You got-
especially since once you saw the movie, you're like,
Yeah,
wow, it
adventure
doesn't deal
for
with
the
any of these.
Pac-Man,
It
yeah.
doesn't
You
deal
gotta
with
put
any of these games at all.
Adventure for the movie,
Yeah, exactly.
which people would play Adventure and be like, "What the hell?"
But there wasn't.
is
I don't think
this?
there was an arcade version of Adventure.
Well, you can make one, but they go outside the realm of making.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, just break it out on the 2600.
Yeah.
That's where I played. I loved that game
Yeah.
when I was a kid too.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew about the Easter eggs or anything else on that. I just
Yeah, I didn't
just
know.
thought it
I
was a
didn't
fun
know
game.
about the invisible. Yeah, the invisible ball or whatever, and you have to carry it. Yeah, I didn't know about that. So.
Well, what about the beer? Let's talk beer.
Yeah.
You're the head.
Yeah.
You're the head brewer.
That I can talk about,
The brewmeister.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
what's? I mean, you make all this beer that you guys
Yes.
serve, right?
Yeah.
Everything.
we do a wide variety of styles. A lot of your ales, and with phase 2 of our glycol system. So it means we're using to chill our tanks down to our temperatures for fermentation. We can control the temperature now, so we started making a lot more lager styles. So I've got I like to call it a Polish-inspired Czech Pilsner. Still Pilsner, Czech Pilsner style. I use Polish hops on it. I'm Polish, so I figured to stick with that. That's our Wielki Lubelski.
Yeah.
Lubelski is the Polish term for the Loveland or Loveliner hop, and Big Lubelski was already taken, so it translates from Polish to Big Loveland. But Wielki Lubelski.
Okay.
So word games, so to be on their game, they're like, oh, this is a reference to
Yeah.
Big Lebowski.
Our number 1 seller is our Pauline.
Yeah.
Honey Blonde Ale. It's a good transition beer for a lot of people that will still come in. Like, maybe what's the lightest beer that we have, or what's the closest that we have to
I'm one of those guys.
the American
Well, I like
lager
this
or the
one.
American light lager. They don't need me to say their names. They've got enough in marketing anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a good blonde ale as a style is a good transition. It just has a little more body and a little more flavor, but it's still very familiar to what a lot of people have had.
Yeah.
Is that what you're drinking? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the amber.
The amber.
So you have
Yeah.
Dave. That's our Cherrywood Smoked
I'm
Amber
drinking
Ale.
Dave, and my name
You
is
are.
David.
Look at you.
Drinking Dave, and my name is David.
There you go.
Okay. So as the head brewer, what do you drink?
This is actually our 1 year specialty. So we opened March of 2017,
Okay.
March 10th. So, and we had to have a customer one of our regulars point out to us, MAR10. Well, we're busy running a business. How do you
Mario.
get into something?
Mario.
There you go.
Mario.
Are you,
Day.
you seriously just figured it out?
Took me a second.
Hey, it took us a while too. So, like, I didn't realize that.
So is that your Mario beer?
No, this is actually St. Porkins Porter.
Okay.
So-
that's what I'm
Named
drinking.
Mario.
We
That's
wanted.
what I'm drinking.
So we wanted to do a beer for
need a cool glass,
May the 4th,
Let it
Star
breathe.
Wars Day.
Yeah.
And this came out a couple years ago. We usually always try to get together, watch one of the Star Wars films, especially throw riff tracks on with it.
Uh huh.
So if you're familiar with Mystery Science Theater
Yeah.
3000,
Oh, yeah.
so Mike Nelson, Bill Corbett, and Kevin Murphy, they're spin-off from that. Well, so the name St. Porkins is kind of twofold. It is Star Wars Day, and when the Rip Tracks did their riff on A New Hope, when Porkins, Red 6, his X-wing is destroyed, there's the no, not Porkins. We will remember this day, his sacrifice.
Yeah.
So the other, let's say Rob, and we have two other friends that are involved in the business as well. We all looked at each other, and 3 of them went, that's a beer name, and I went smoked porter. So we made a smoked porter last year, and brought it back out this year once again for Star Wars Day, for St. Porkins Day, and it's American porter by style with a decent amount of cherrywood smoked malt along with oak smoked wheat.
Yeah, it's
so
super
it's a
smooth.
softer smoke. You got
Yeah.
that sweetness on the oak and just like kind of a hint of cherry.
Yeah.
I like using like fruit and nut woods if I'm going to do any kind of a smoked beer. Dave, for example, is a cherrywood smoked amber. An amber ale. That amber ale was the first beer I did with my dad, who's also named Dave.
Okay.
And I went shopping for the recipe, found everything, and then saw smoked malts. I'm like, oh, those would be fun to use. And I saw cherrywood, and I went, nope, we're throwing that in there. And it built up from there.
That's awesome.
He had a blast with it. He was in last week with my mom and my uncle. And, you know, there are a lot of people here that were just ecstatic to having They had a pint of Dave. They got to have it with Dave. So
Yeah, nice.
So you walk up to the bar and say, "Give me some Dave." They'll give you Dave.
Yep. You know, I go back with Pauline, our honey blonde. I go back with Pauline because, well, you're familiar. Well, this is a gaming blog.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we're a retroverse. We're not
Yeah.
just games.
So
gaming, everything,
you know
everything.
Pauline's other name, then, right?
No, I don't.
What?
I might know. As soon as-
Pauline that beer is named for the first damsel in distress in video games.
Yeah. So Princess Peach.
No.
Yeah, Donkey Kong. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, my bad. So Princess Peach, but not Princess.
Originally
Before she
it was
Princess Peach,
yeah.
The Lady
Before
and
she-
Jumpman.
Yeah.
There was a cartoon
Yeah.
in mid-'80s called Saturday Supercade that had a Donkey Kong cartoon.
Yeah.
That's where they got their names.
Okay.
Because you
Yeah.
couldn't just call them Jumpman and Lady.
Yeah.
They had to have,
Jumpman
so it
and
became
Pauline.
Mario and Pauline.
Interesting.
Well, actually, that's what we were watching today on that Let's Watch was actually Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
From the 80s, early 90s. but-
Super Show.
Well, no, it was a Super Mario.
Mario.
There is the
different.
Adventures of Super Mario 3.
Yeah, it was a
follow
Super
that.
Mario Super Show.
But if it's got the live
In real
action,
life, with the first one
Yeah.
with the chick from Baywatch. What's her name? It was Jamie from Baywatch or whatever. Summer. Summer from Baywatch was on the first episode.
Oh, Nicolette.
there's a wide variety of beers that are out there,
Yeah.
a wide variety of styles. We like to be versatile and, just give something a shot.
Yeah.
But I like my smoked beers, and I think it's an underutilized style, so I've done a lot of
It
it.
is. I haven't had very many smoked beers, so you are correct in that.
When
So-
you smell it, you taste it.
Yeah.
It's there
Well, I
in the
can't
finish.
smell right now.
But
Allergies
then-
are kicking my butt.
But then it goes away.
Yeah.
Which, you can, if you want to experience it again, get another pint.
Yeah.
If you want to drink another beer and not taste smoke, you're welcome.
Yeah. So moving forward, have you guys thought about bottling? Any bottling or selling to?
If we do, that's definitely going to be. That would definitely be more a couple
You guys
years
fill
down the
growl-
line.
You guys fill
But
growlers or anything like that?
we
Take
do
home,
have.
or-
We haven't. We're shopping growlers right now. I think we've hit a point where we're getting to that point where we can actually support growlers.
Yeah.
With it being a 2-barrel system currently, I can make about, on average, 60 gallons of beer in a batch. And if we get a good weekend here, I can go through a lot of that really fast. So
How much you guys make?
Yeah.
Like in a day or however long? How long does it normally
It
take
takes
you to make
a lot of it's
14
going to depend
weeks,
on the
right?
style.
Yeah.
If it's let's say a batch of Pauline, I can crank that out in about 2 weeks. So you got 1 day to brew. I usually go about 7 to 9 days, or usually about 9 days fermentation. I crashing carbs. So if I'm crashing something, that I'm dropping the temperature.
Yeah.
So that helps, slow the yeast down. They drop out of the solution along with anything else that, it gets everything set. For clarification, a lot of it. But, at the same time, I can start the carbonation process. And about day 14, I can keg it off. So, if I have a
I've
good...
brewed a little bit of my time. The first one I ever did was a porter. Everybody said they liked it, and I'm not a fan of porters, so I didn't know what I was doing, but I made a porter. So I wish it was a little bit more red, or like I said, I didn't have any guidance. I kind of just went in this place and grabbed some stuff. And
Takes a lot of practice.
In a 5-gallon thing, brew it right
Perfected.
there in my
I'll say
house.
we've got a decent amount of homebrew
Yeah.
shops in the area, and everybody
Yeah,
is
homebrew.
very helpful. St. Louis Wine and Beer, Designed to Brew, Brewers True Value. Those are 3 places that I go to if I kind of need like a spot ingredient or whatnot, and then just the St. Louis beer scene itself, we're all in the same, the St. Louis Brewers Guild, we're all in the same group. So, if I have a question on something, I can reach out to other breweries and, if I need a part or, hey, I hit this. What did you have you had this before? What did you do?
That's really
cool. At the
cool.
same time, they can reach out. They can reach out to
competition.
us as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's a guild, so
Yeah,
together.
well, that's what I'm saying.
He
It's not really
he
a
was-
competition.
yeah.
It's everybody's helping each other. Kind of like
just like we
with
have
us
the
in the
beer
collector.
alchemists and stuff like that.
Right, kind of like in the collections world. It's like everybody's. Well, not everybody.
Not
but
everybody.
There's certain groups that are out there to help each other.
To
and
help
not
each other.
Take advantage.
Yeah,
of
so
want
I've
it to
got
be
one.
one big
There's one
community.
brewmaster down in St. Louis, and like I said, when I was laid off from my last pharma job, and I wanted to start breaking into this. I mean, there really weren't any jobs available. It's it definitely is a specialized skill, and I went to this place, Square One Brewery Distillery, still in the area. Check it out. Definitely worth checking out. And I spoke with their brewmaster. I've known for a couple of years at that point, and hey, I have a severance package. I want to do something different on my summer vacation. Can I just shadow? He's like, I just want to learn how to do all grain. Like, oh yeah, you come in, it'll kick ass. We'll brew, we'll have fun. And
That's awesome.
if that didn't happen, we'd probably still be at this point, but
It took you a lot
definitely
more work.
having that knowledge base and having that resource definitely helps.
You probably would have had to lean towards that guild and be like, "Hey guys, let's make some beer."
Yeah.
And tell you.
And and even to that, so like if somebody comes, I get a lot of people that are home brewers.
Yeah.
And I have no ask away.
Right.
That's cool.
More than I'm more than happy to give back. We've had a lot of help along the way. It's just what you do.
So your space with the brewing, like how big is it, or like is it?
Well.
Can we do that? I didn't want to just be like, hey,
Oh
can
yeah,
you see?
yeah,
We'll take a tour of it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We'll take a
Yeah.
tour and edit
Take a tour of it.
edit that in.
Yeah.
So, well, cool.
So if you talk about
it's
it
a
already.
real quick tour because
Yeah.
there's not.
No,
yeah,
that's
if you-
awesome.
it's-
though.
if you
So
talk- I
we
don't
were
have
going to
a
go
gimbal.
down to Anheuser-Busch for the tour, but I figured this would be better. Let's just do this instead.
That's fucked up because I actually thought about that before. I was like, now you said Anheuser. Don't worry,
All
I'm
right.
editing this piece out.
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
I'll keep the
Let's-
footage and we'll wipe.
Let's
that.
wrap it up because he's got
Yeah, I
stuff
know.
to do.
Yeah.
Go check him out if you guys are in the area, St. Charles, St. Louis area. It's at 94 and Highway 70. It's called Two Plumbers Brewery and Arcade.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
Tongue twister, right?
If nothing else, go check out their Facebook page. It's just search Two Plumbers.
Two Plumbers.
They usually pop
You can
right
go on
up.
Facebook, Two Plumbers. We're on Twitter, Two Plumbers Brewery and Arcade. We do have a website, twoplumbers.com. Spell out TWO. Because if you put in the number 2 in plumbers,
Yeah.
you will get actual plumbers out of New Jersey. And I know there's
real
no,
Mario
there's
Brothers,
no
like
way
real Mario Brothers,
that
like
you're going to be able to
Albatross.
afford them to commute out here.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I think I said it before. Like I think they appreciate the business, but man, the commute would be hell.
That would be expensive.
Fix
yeah.
my faucet.
So yeah, it'd be
We'll definitely go. Yeah.
TWOplumbers.com.
Yeah, everywhere. Well, go check them out, man. Thanks, John. I appreciate it, buddy.
welcome.
I love the
Yep.
brew, and thanks for everything.